God, I hate liberals. With thousands of hours dedicated to research, compiling data, my hypothesis through analysis has concluded with irrefutable evidence that the modern-day liberal is nothing more than a mentally retarded fuckwad. When presented with grounded evidence, backed by factual statistics, the modern-day liberal regresses to a childlike behavior. Now, in this aggressive, delusional state, be careful. This is where they start to project. Once this level of liberalism is achieved, they begin to regurgitate pre-programmed rhetoric, masked in philosophical intellect. Remember, proceed with caution at this point. Once fully engaged, the liberal is a warrior with words. Stay strong. As you begin to successfully dismantle your opponent through debate, be ready for the labels. Labels such as, "You're just a dumb redneck. God, you're such a racist. Fucking bigot. You sound like a real xenophobe. Bet you're homophobic, aren't you? You're just displaying your Islamophobia. You're just another low IQ Trump supporter. Where's your KKK hoodie? Of course you don't get Black Lives Matter because you're a white male. So enjoy your white privilege, you racist piece of shit." At this point, you can smile in acknowledgement that the fight has been won in your favor. Be reluctant to pursue this argument any further, as the only course of action that's left is physical violence. Or just beat their ass. Now, some of you were saying, but Outlaw, how did these liberals come to be? You see, friends, the term moderate progressive liberal is nothing new. It's been around ever since Nazi Germany. You see, it was the self-proclaimed liberal socialist that helped Adolf Hitler in his rise to power. Through actions such as violent protests, they instilled fear and discouragement amongst those who wanted to vote other than Hitler. Those who conducted these actions were also known as brown shirts, much like the liberals you see protesting at Trump rallies today. Being that liberals aren't new, the question is, why do they still exist? The moderate progressive liberal we see today is actually the direct manifestation built off a model out of Europe called political correctness. From an early age, the American liberal has been brainwashed and programmed by the federal government. With their determination to implement a false utopia based on socialist principles, the government has infiltrated every part of life. Through Hegelian dialect, our government has also facilitated solutions to fabricated problems. During the slow release process of these actions, they have managed to feminize men, dumb down the youth, and install shame where pride should be. They have encouraged that the competitive spirit is something that should be frowned upon, and taught you that the American loving patriot is a domestic terrorist. Through the school system, they implement things like zero tolerance, teaching kids to be pussies, also making them dependent upon others for their own security. They use thought seeding to install the idea in children that boys dressing like girls is actually normal. They project the idea that being compassionate towards your enemies is a natural emotion when it isn't. They condemn, ridicule, belittle, and attack Christianity, all the while promoting and encouraging Islam. They pander, patronize, and pacify immigrants, allowing students to opt out of the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. In some universities, they've already lowered the American flag, scared that it's going to offend people that attend. We have substituted strength for weakness, at the mercy of our elected officials. This didn't happen overnight. We've been blinded by the rat race, and this has actually taken place over decades. So in summary, I found through my discoveries that the American liberal still exists because they're being manufactured. They're being created. Saddest part is they think they actually think for themselves, but they have the herd mentality, so they're not thinking for themselves. They've been catered to, pandered, and told their victims through the use of cultural Marxism, which is why they're so compassionate to the idea of socialism. They don't even want to do anything for themselves. They want things handed to them. They don't know what work is. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I don't know how we got here. You know, they even express emotions of Stockholm Syndrome, meaning that they're compassionate towards their captor. Don't be afraid to think for yourselves. You don't have to be a part of the herd. You can be an individual. It's okay.
This election, do the right thing and vote your conscience. Vote for your future. Vote for a United States of America.
I'm on the Trump train. Choo-choo, bitches. Now, let's get back to Hillary.